Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Yojo Outlet, your only source for G.I. Joe weapons and vehicle accessories. Don't have that incomplete Joe any longer. Connect with Yojo Outlet Center and complete that figure for an awesome price. Go check them out on eBay at Yojo Outlet Center and Facebook. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jason up of the New 80s Revolution. And I am back down here in from the frosty, cold camping weather. The sleeping bags are put away. The tent is folded, not quite as tight as it was when it came in the bag. It's folded, but it won't fit back in the bag. But that's okay. We're back. We're here in the cave where it's warm and toasty. If you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, shame on you, first of all. Go back and watch. The latest video on the channel is me going camping for like the 4th or 5th time in my life with my boy, with my 8-year-old, with New 80s Revolution Jr. And what a time we had. And of course, we captured every moment, every fail, every joy, every botch, every fail. We got it all for you. So go check that out if you haven't, and then you'll know why it's good to be warm and toasty back down here in the cave. Tonight we are going to continue on with the AWA Remco figures, and some things have been happening lately in regards to these figures that I figured now would be a good time to talk about. So we're going to talk about where my head is at with these figures, with the WCW Galoob figures, with the WCW San Francisco Toy Maker figures. We're going to talk about what's brewing in my head with these. Because some recent events that you have seen on this channel, bringing that guy to my collection, Shawn Michaels AWA Matt Mania figure. I'll tell you that story again. This figure was gifted to me, all because I gifted something to somebody else of not equal value. Not equal value. If you haven't seen the episode, go back and watch it. Of course, I think it's the incredible retro or incredible vintage wrestling pickup, something like that. But the story is, a new viewer, a new friend, Shane D, as he's known on the channel, watched one of the videos that I was doing about the AWA rings, and he noticed those fork accessories that come with the cage. He clearly picked up on my vibe that I didn't care about them, and he wanted them. He wanted to buy them to complete his collection, well, to complete his steel cage. Because he's a very, very big AWA collector, and he runs in a circle of other AWA Remco collectors, and their mission is to complete as much as they can. So they meant more to him than they did to me, and so I gave them to him. I didn't sell them; I gave them because of how much you guys have given me. And in return, which he wasn't supposed to do, he sent me the Marty Jannetty Matt Mania figure, which, again, go back and watch that video of my amazement. Anyway, and that started a little bit of a recent trend now between me and a couple of guys. I'm giving away another, I guess, rare, hard to find, almost impossible to find accessory for the cage other than the forks. And people are probably wondering, why are you doing that? You're breaking up your collection. I'm not. Well, I am, but it's not as important to me as it is to these guys to have this little lock that locks on the cage. So I'm going to give that away too, just because I'm feeling like that, So anyway, so what has that done to me with the AWA? So when I sold the Hasbros, when I sold the ECW figures, Toy Maker figures, like I've said, I wanted to I wanted to make some room, and I wanted to like I don't know, recharge my interests in, you know, my three main, well, mainly my two main lines. LJN were good. My Remcos and my Galoobs. You know, for years and years and years, I have been missing figures from both lines that I just said I wasn't going to get because the prices are huge. I was satisfied with what I had, and there was a whole lot of other stuff to buy. You know, and then I shifted over to G.I. Joe's, so, you know, that's going strong. And, you know, so I just kind of accepted the fact that I wasn't going to get a Shawn Michaels. I wasn't going to get, you know, the Barbarian and you know, not the Barbarian, the Boris Zukov and Nord the Barbarian and guys like that. It wasn't going to happen. And for the Galoobs, I wasn't going to get robed Luger, you know, pre-ring robe Lex Luger. Just was going to move on. But the fire is going again, just like the fire on the camping night. You know, the fire is going, and I think I'm going to try to dive back into the wrestling figure market and maybe start picking off some of those harder to find, more expensive figures. That does not take anything away from the G.I. Joe figures. I happen to be a little stuck right now in 1985. I did get one figure to add. I just didn't want to do a whole episode and show you the one figure, but the remaining figures that I need for 1985 are all in the $100 world. So, you know, I got to pick them off slower than I usually would. So, you know, I'm sure that 1986 will come and we'll start picking up some of the common figures in 1986. But anyway, let's go back to the AWAs. 1986 saw the release of what is called the Grudge Match series. And in my mind, I almost connect it like they're on black cards. And Black Card LJN came out in 89, and Black Card AWAs came out in 86. They're in no way related, but I don't know, for some reason I see them as the Black Card AWA figures. And they were 2-packs, of course, because that's what we get from the Remcos. But they were focused on good guy versus bad guy. You know, they were the Grudge Match series. So for the first time, really, I mean, in the first series we got Flair and Zbyszko, and then we got Martel and Baron von Raschke. But this series was strictly dedicated to matchups, right? Which is great because, you know, when you're a kid and you get the Freebirds. Well, if you only got the Freebirds, then you have nobody for them to wrestle until you get another set. But with this, you get two guys. They can jump right into a feud. And like I said, they came out on Black Card, and I do have a carded set on the wall there. When I close off this AWA Remco series, I'll show you all my carded stuff. I'll show you my little mini masher muscle style figures. You know, I'll show you the other stuff that I have for the AWA. But we've got mostly new names in this one, and we have a couple of re-releases, which is fine, I guess. This line is, you know, this line does not really mess around too much with re-releases, so you get a lot of new characters from the AWA Remcos. But 1986, the Grudge Match series. Let's take a look at what we got. I'll start off with, I guess, my least favorite. That's hard to say. I guess I'll go with this as my least favorite. Probably because I don't have one of the figures. The Grudge Match 2-pack, the first one that I'll talk about is Nick Bockwinkel and Larry Zbyszko. A true feud. A true AWA feud. Nick Bockwinkel and Larry Zbyszko. Now, this Larry Zbyszko is sporting his red jacket that this is the Series 1 Zbyszko. The Grudge Match Zbyszko comes with white jacket. Okay, so I need that white jacket, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier. I think I'm going to try to complete these AWA figures as much as I can, and that would mean getting the white jacket for Larry Zbyszko. And I don't know how different the jackets are. Like, this is, Nick Bockwinkel has a white jacket, and so does where the heck did he go? Oh, Rick Martel, sorry. He's down there. Rick Martel has a white jacket. Is it the same jacket? And for my guys, Thomas, for my guy TK, for my man Shane, anybody else from those AWA Facebook groups that are watching, what's the scoop with the Larry Zbyszko jacket? Is it just a white jacket? So technically, could I get like another Rick Martel and throw the jacket on Larry Zbyszko? Is it the same? I mean, I'm looking at the Rick Martel white jacket, and it looks identical to the Nick Bockwinkel jacket. Okay, so are they the same? Are they the same figure? Do I have to search the world for a Grudge Match Larry Zbyszko, or can I get away with just a white jacket? Let me know, because I want to know. So anyway, this is our first look at a figure that, honestly, I'm surprised wasn't in the first batch. I mean, Nick Bockwinkel kind of is one of the, I don't know, he's like, sometimes wrestling fans get into the discussion of who's the Mount Rushmore of a particular federation. Like who are the figureheads of the organization, and I kind of always thought that Nick Bockwinkel was the AWA, and we don't get him until almost the end of the line. So Nick Bockwinkel, good looking figure. Nick Bockwinkel always rocked like this 50s style haircut, well into the 80s. Kind of like Buddy Rogers, just always rocked that old man's hairstyle. And Larry Zbyszko. But not the right Larry Zbyszko. So let me know what the deal is with that. All right, now we've got another re-release. I don't remember, I guess, I didn't watch AWA faithfully back in the day. I don't know. It wasn't easy to watch in comparison to NWA and WWF. It wasn't always very entertaining. The group was tanking well into, the mid 80s, 86, 87. It was, the buzzards were starting to circle. But with that being said, I don't remember Scott Hall and Jimmy Garvin having a feud. I don't remember that. But this Jimmy Garvin comes with blue robe, and also comes with two different body types: the flabby body and the muscular body. This one happens to be the muscular body. And again, if I decide to, which I think I will, but when I decide, or when I start going, after these AWA figures pretty deep, yeah, I would like the flabby body variant, sure. So we got Jimmy Garvin, and we got Scott Hall. Which is, we could talk about this figure all day. Here's Razor Ramon, ladies and gentlemen. Here is NWO Scott Hall. There he is, in his Magnum PI appearance. Yeah, that's Tom Selleck. Great figure, great figure, and Big Scott Hall was, got his start, got his first introduction really to more homes, I guess, more Not necessarily a household name at this part yet, but definitely introduced to more people in the U.S. This is where he, got his big start. Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall, AWA Tag Team Champions at one point. So we got our Scott Hall figure. This series, this 2-pack, love the accessories on one of these guys, but we got Jerry Crusher Blackwell in a grudge match with Stan Hansen. And again, I'm not sure that these two really had the knockdown, drag-out AWA wars that would warrant a 2-pack. But you got to get these guys out there, right? You gotta put them together. I got no problem with the pairing. 2 original figures, not re-release. We got Jerry Blackwell in kind of this strange outfit. Jerry Blackwell wore a 2-strap, outfit, but he, it didn't go all the way down to his legs. So I don't know what they're going with this jumpsuit, style. We probably could have cut it off way up here, kind of like I think if I remember Jerry Blackwell. Gosh, I gotta go back. I have not watched AWA in so long. But did Jerry Blackwell wear, did he wear like the King Kong Bundy style outfit, or did he actually have this pajamas jumpsuit going on? I don't know. I can't remember. And I could pull a bunch of photos and insert them, but I'm just making a video. We're not getting all fancy tonight. I definitely love this figure, Stan Hansen. And it really does actually look like Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen was a bad man. And I think his nickname was actually the Bad Man from Borger. He was from Borger, Texas. And I think he's probably a nice guy. I've seen some interviews with him. He seems like a sweet guy. But I think back then, he was probably a legitimately scary dude. Former AWA champion, left the Federation with the belt, and, the story is he ran it over with his truck, and he's even confirmed it. He even confirmed that he had the belt, and Vern wanted the belt back, so he ran it over. And I don't know if he sent it back damaged or what, but, shortly thereafter, you get a new AWA belt. And he was, this guy's a legend in Japan, I think he had a wonderful career for himself, but I almost see him, I want to see him in the WWF, but it can't be the WWF that we know and love, because he would just lose to Hogan on a Saturday night's main event, which isn't going to be great. In fact, Hogan and Stan Hansen did have a weird match, I think in '92, in Japan. But anyway, Stan Hansen. Now, we're missing a hat. We're missing his cowboy hat, So AWA accessories are extremely hard to find and ridiculously pricey. So I don't know how we're going to... Now, the 2-pack that I do have happens to be Stan Hansen and Jerry Blackwell. So I don't know. Am I going to get stupid and like try to slice open a 2-pack to get the hat out to display? I don't know. And I know the collectors are cringing when I say that, but there he is, Stan Hansen. My favorite of the set first of all, the figures look great as they can. One of them looks great. The other one has a great looking head. We've got Carlos Colon and Abdullah the Butcher. Now, we've talked about this before. And there's always going to be somebody who goes, actually in 1985, Carlos Colon wrestled in the AWA on a house show, and okay, fine, but Abdullah the Butcher and Carlos Colon had nothing to do with the AWA. When you think of these two guys, you don't think of the AWA. I know Abdullah the Butcher had maybe like a 6-month run on TV. I know he was part of the Sheik Adnan army, but I think this was like 84, 85. I know the Butcher was not in the AWA as a mainstay in 1986 when these figures came out. And don't try to tell me Carlos Colon had anything with the AWA. Again, might have wrestled a show here and there, but do they, so what's the deal? What's the deal with Remco and the AWA going out and getting two wrestlers that are most famous for their time in the WWC, the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico? What are they doing in the AWA figure lineup? I have no problem with it. I think it's great. And they nailed both of their head sculpt. Look at those scars. Let's go Abby first. Look at that scar work. Then we got Cologne. Boom. He's rocking the scar as well. Great figures. But again, the weakness with the AWA figures, if you know Abdullah the Butcher, he's one of the oddest body looking guys ever. I mean, okay, he's big, he's fat. But there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of... He had curves. He had significant curves. And he has a very particular body type. And when you see Abdullah the Butcher, he's probably the only guy that I've ever seen that looks like Abdullah the Butcher. Just look him up. And that's not him. That's not his body. This is a third of Abdullah the Butcher. But, what are you going to do? That's the way the AWA figures were. Yeah, so I'm just checking out the dates on the back of these are 85, so they're just reusing parts, I think, probably. And Carlos Colon does have a couple of variant outfits. He has an orange and black jumpsuit, and he has this red and black jumpsuit. Not sure which one is more rare. But I think that Colon mainly wore the orange one in his wrestling career. So do I need that? Do I want that? I don't know. Maybe. I don't want to have to buy another Carlos Colon figure just to get the orange suit. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go with this this newfound spark of interest in these figures. But there we go. Oh, and Abby has his little, elf boots there. He's got his little booty covers that are like extremely... I will not even mess with these because I think over time they've just kind of melted on. So those are staying put. Sorry guys, I'm not sending out these boots. I don't even think I could get them off without ripping them. But there you go. There's your Abdullah the Butcher. And that's that. That is the 1986... Grudge Match 2-packs. And again, like I said, we will take a look at the carded versions that I have. And again, to complete, do I go after the carded figures? Because I'll tell you what, they're all at least $250 now. I mean, that's like the minimum starting price. I think you can get a Long Riders on card for like $200, $250. And I don't, that's not one of the ones that I have. I do have a good chunk of the carded ones. The carded 2-packs and the 3-packs I have. So, but they're $250 minimum. Probably $400 is more average for any of them, and upwards. So it would be a steep mission, but we'll see. So that's that. That is the AWA Grudge Match 2-packs. And I'll see you soon. We'll be doing some fun stuff to talk about coming up. A fun little, so I don't want to call it a collaboration. you know how good my collaborations go. So it's not a collaboration. But I do want you guys to get ready to start paying attention to a YouTube friend of mine who is jumping back into the character that he created, that he developed. He's jumping back in the saddle. He's been away for a couple of years. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to remember the name Smash Ventura. Smash Ventura is coming back to YouTube very, very soon. And he is, he's a special lover of this generation. He is a huge fan of the stuff that we do on this channel. He's a huge fan of the 80s. He's a huge fan of the pop culture of the 80s. And the man is extremely talented behind the camera. He is extremely talented in the production department. He makes very, very special videos. And he's coming back. And we are working together in the sense that I'm going to have a little segment on his shows when it comes back. They're already filmed. They're already sent over. They took me all of 4.5 minutes to make. Don't worry. I'm not working with anybody. I'm not doing a podcast. We're not doing any of that. But I'm very, very excited, honestly, to just watch his return and then to develop a friendship. That's what I'm most excited about. So make sure you go start sniffing around Smash Ventura. He's not back yet, but he's got some promo videos coming up, and I'm gonna help promote him. We're gonna promote each other, but get ready to check him out. Get ready to. Smash Ventura is coming back. He's coming back for you. And until I come back in the next couple of days, I will bid you all a fond farewell. See you next time. A good night now.